All right. Shows RPGrinders. We're not going to start for about another 25 minutes. I'm on with Eric the Great. Just doing a little pre-show banter, make sure and do some testing, all that good fun stuff. It's going to be a heck of a show today. Working on a big interview in the weeks ahead. It's going to be fun, and it's going to kind of relate to the free-for-all topic today, which is going to be about the difference between B movies and bad movies, and a discussion on, some of our faves, etc. That'll be later in the show. We've got political talk, we've got gaming talk, we've got it all on today's show. A lot of good feedback about our Star Wars talk, Eric. We got into it. Like, we really delved into some good Star Wars discussion. We don't normally do that on the show. Breakman is the Star Wars aficionado. Eric's very versed in Star Wars stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna have a ton of fun today.
Maybe I should watch the holiday special and then report on it.
Oh boy, don't! Oh Jesus Christ!
I don't even think Disney has that on their Surface.
Why
you have to YouTube that stuff?
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. That's really weird. Let me know if you can hear this, Eric.
And then again, they don't consider the Ewoks movies canon because they're not on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. Listen to this. Let me know if you can hear this, Eric.
Patrick Stewart. Did you know that right now over 70 million people...
Did you hear that? Okay, cool. We're in good shape. I was just doing a little bit of testing. If you just joined us, shows RPGrinders. We have not started the show proper yet. Doing some testing, making sure everything is working. Giving you guys a little preview. If you want to call in, the Skype line is Frank Branches. I will add you and we will discuss anything you want to discuss before the show. Got about 20 minutes till the show proper. We've got some discounts for you today. What else? You beat Hollow Knight, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, man, you're a gaming maniac, man. That game is really difficult.
If you want to know difficult, try getting the true ending and going through White Palace. That's difficult.
Oh, fuck that, man. I can't even.
I really, really hope Team Cherry decides to cut back on something with stuff like that in the next game.
Yeah, that game's tough enough as it is. It doesn't need to be any tougher.
Have you tried to beat the game?
I did, Eric, and I have a hard time even with the first area. I got past the first area, but it's just a really difficult game. I got further in Salt. I think Hollow Knight's a harder game than Salt and Sanctuary, to be honest with you, at least in my view. So I had to take it back a little bit and do something different. But a game more my speed is something like Kingdom Hearts, which I'm going through again now. Lots of stuff to talk about today, though. I'm going to be talking about shitty cops, First Amendment audits.
I think I paid $20 for Hollow Knight when it was on sale once. I think it's normally $25.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's a good game. I'm not.
But the retail release is like $30.
Yeah, I'm not knocking the game at all. It's a fine game. I have it, and
I think I've only ever seen the Switch version in stores. But that might just be the copy they have.
I think you're correct, Eric. I don't think I've ever seen anything but the Switch version in stores. I purchased a digital copy. I think I got mine for $10 when they had one of those, wicked sales on the PlayStation Network. But yeah, it's definitely a tough game, man, for sure. What else are we going to be talking about today, Eric? Might talk a little bit about cops and how shitty they are. We also are gonna
tempted to get The Witcher 3 on this PSN sale.
Go
but
for it.
Then again,
man.
I want to get Grandia collection for $25 on the eShop.
Yeah, that might be a better. I don't know. Witcher 3 is really good,
Yeah,
Eric.
but The Witcher 3 is almost always on sale, so
Yeah,
I
get
could
the other
probably just
one.
wait.
Yeah, just wait. It's always like $15. I got it on Xbox actually, if you can believe that. But it's a fine game, man. Witcher's a game for the ages, man. I think The Witcher 3 is probably one of the best, if not the best video game of all time. It's really good. I mean, no disrespect to DQ8, which I think is the best ever, but Witcher 3 is just phenomenal. It's a phenomenal game. You guys should check it out for sure. Um, lots of cool stuff. Uh, what else is going on, Eric? What's going on with you, man? How was your week?
It was alright.
Yeah. Um, your stinko's a really bad stinko, man. I really wish I could play music without getting copyright strikes, because I would totally do it. Um, let's see what else. It's just gonna be, pretty good show. Getting back in the groove of 2020. We're not in war with Iran, which is a good thing. At least as of right now. um, Congress is pretty spineless, Eric. They tried to limit, the way at which Donald Trump could go to war, but they didn't go far enough with the war resolution that they voted for. They should have tied it to the defense bill, which would have really, really limited Trump's ability to go to war without Congress. But you know how Congress works, Eric. They're something else. Bernie's in first place in a lot of polling, and that makes me very, very happy. I got into not a Twitter tiff by any stretch. It wasn't a tiff, but it's got this person asking me, well, what's your second choice? There is no second choice. Is Bernie or bust for me? Otherwise, I'll just fucking write in Bernie, or I'll vote Green or a third party. I'm not gonna settle for anything less than Bernie this time around. Last time, I voted for Hillary Clinton. I actually regret that vote. I'm tired of settling for second best. Look what happened, Eric. I voted for Hillary Clinton. Look what Hillary Clinton did up against Trump. She fucking lost. She's a loser, and another centrist is gonna lose the same way in which Hillary Clinton lost, and it won't even be close. If it's Biden, Trump will trounce Biden. If it's Warren, you can imagine what Trump will do to her. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a bad scene all the way around. It's not it's not in our best interest to settle for anything less than, what we should settle for, and that's Bernie Sanders. And I even think that Bernie Sanders is not as left as I want him to be, if you can believe that, Eric. I mean, there's lots of stuff. Like, we were talking about Andrew Yang a few weeks back, Eric, and in my opinion, Andrew Yang, UBI is a good idea if you take that in context with everything else. You don't lose any of the benefits that you already have, et cetera, and you add UBI on top of that. That's a game changer, but that's not Andrew Yang's platform. And I'm not willing to go on a one-issue guy. I'm not willing to do that. Bernie's got the history. He's not as far left on certain issues as I'd like him to be, especially with things like UBI and, some other stuff. But he's the closest thing that we have to a true progressive, and I really do think he is a progressive, and we can get some stuff done with Bernie. Anybody else? Elizabeth Warren has already shown she's not for Medicare for all. She would never fight for it. I mean, 3 years and then she'll think about it is a bullshit position, and I'm not willing to accept that as the way going forward. It's Bernie or bust for me, and if you agree or disagree, well, call in and we can definitely discuss it. I don't know, Eric. What are you thinking, man? Are you ready to have a President Sanders? I know you and I are kind of on the same page with that. I don't know how Break thinks about that. We talk about it all the time on the show, but I'm not going to settle for anyone else, Eric. And people on Twitter are, on fire right now, with Bernie and I just, it was an interesting discussion. This guy thought I was being a dick. I wasn't being a dick. I'm just not willing to settle for anything else. And then you give somebody an answer and they don't take no for an answer. They think you're being an asshole and you're really not. That this guy was kind of not antagonizing me, but just, well, what are we going to do if Bernie isn't? And I'm like, fuck it. Giant meteor is what we're going to do. I'm not willing to accept second place anymore. I was duped with Obama, duped with Hillary, and I'm not going to be duped with Elizabeth Warren or fucking anybody else, Biden especially. Fuck that guy. He may, Eric, that Biden is open to having a Republican vice president. I mean, the dude is as old as Bernie. And if he happens to pass away, we would be in Republican hands if that was the case. It's fucking ridiculous. He's a Republican himself. What do you think about Joe Biden, Eric? Do you think he's progressed? Yeah, I agree. He's cringeworthy to say the least, man. He's something else. See if anybody's in chat. I don't think anybody's in there right now, but so yeah. The show's live every Friday, 7 to 9 Eastern usually. Sometimes we go a little bit over, sometimes a little bit under. But I'm on with Eric and Breakman. Would love to hear from you. We also have a Twitter account at RPGrinders if you want to send Breakman any questions or general questions to the show. Make sure you send Breakman awkward sexual questions that he will answer on the show. He loves it. So, and the more awkward, the better. But anything else, we will discuss politics, games, of course. We're big gamers. I'm trying to get an interview with Lloyd Kaufman. I got a hold of him on Twitter, and he said he was honored, which is weird. Well, I'm honored that he responded, Eric, to us. So I got an email in to his rep, and we will try to get that going. I've been trying to work on getting an Ice-T on the show. I know Ice-T is a big gamer. Would love to have him on, so working on that. At Final Level on Twitter. If you guys and gals are listening, give at Final Level on Twitter a shout. Tell him RPGrinders sent you, and to come on the show and give us an interview. That would be a ton of fun. I know he's got a lot to say about politics, about video games. He's a huge gamer. We would love to have him on, on the show to discuss. But I know he's a busy man, so that's the way of the world, Eric. That's how it goes. But should be fun. Upcoming few weeks, we might have a couple of interviews. Really trying to get Lloyd Kaufman on. He, of course, is the owner of Trauma and all the Trauma movies like Toxic Avenger, Nukem High, amongst others. I mean, there's a plethora of movies out of Trauma. They have their own streaming service, and would really, really love to talk to him about a lot of stuff, man. Big on my mind is, why have we never had a Toxic Avenger video game?
We did, actually.
We did?
It wasn't very good, though.
What was it?
In fact, I think it was ported to the Game Boy at one point.
Oh, okay, so it was a Nintendo game. Yeah. Yeah, I want a proper game. I know there's a lot involved in that, and maybe we'll talk.
It was based on the cartoon, though.
Oh, I gotcha. I want one based on the movie with blood, guts, and gore, and all kinds of stuff. So, that would be fun to talk about. The movies, of course, a lot of movies, movie talk, Independence, which Lloyd's always done hit things his way. We've always done things our way over 10 years, so it would be a lot of fun, and I would really, really enjoy that. Just waiting for Breakman to get on the air. We usually do a little bit of pre-show banter before we get started. The show's RPGrinders. I'm Frank. Eric's on the line with me, and we're just waiting on Breakman. Should get the show started here in about, I'd say about 10 minutes or so. But yeah, lots to discuss today. I don't know if we're going to have any more Star Wars discussion. But if we want to get into any more of that, we can. Lots of stuff that we've been playing. I can see Eric's been busy this week. I haven't been super active video gaming this week, Eric. I haven't had much desire. I mean, have you ever had those days, Eric, where you just don't feel like playing video games or anything? You just it's kind of a malaise type deal. You ever had those days, Eric?
Yeah, it's usually when I'm too tired to want to do anything.
Yeah, same here. This week has been kind of that week for me, man. I did get some gaming in, so I'll be talking about that.
I spent most of Tuesday like drifting in between sleep and being awake.
Yeah.
Until I decided to say, fuck it, I'm just going to sleep.
Yeah. I've had lots of days where I'm watching a movie at night, Eric, and I'm like, yeah, I'm really tired. I can't finish this fucking movie. We are an uncensored show, so if you have sensitive ears, maybe this is not the show for you. But we discuss a variety of topics, including video games, politics, stuff in general, skepticism, religion. Sometimes we haven't discussed religion in a long time, Eric. I think the reason that I kind of got away from the religious stuff. Oh, look, Black Cat's in chat. What's up, Black Cat? Thanks for joining. We're just doing a little bit of pre-show banter before we start the show proper. But we were just discussing a little bit of politics. I got into it with a little bit. I don't know if you saw Black Cat on. Can you hear us? First of all, Black Cat, let us know if you can hear us. That would be great. There is no second choice for me, Black Cat. It's Bernie or bust. If Bernie doesn't get the nom, I'm voting third party. Sorry, that's just the way I feel. I'm not going to settle for Elizabeth Warren. Warren is not going to fight for Medicare for all. Medicare for all and Green New Deal are the two topics that I won't compromise on. And the only person that is going to fight for those things is Bernie, no question about it. And that's just the way I feel, just the way that I'm feeling. I'm not going to compromise anymore. I've done that way too often. I did it last time, and I even voted for Hillary last time, begrudgingly. Worst candidate ever, and here I am having to fucking vote for the worst candidate ever. So yeah, that's how I feel. Hang on one second here. I'm going to type something in chat. Boom. I misspelled cat. Jesus Christ, how do you do that? No audio, huh? The audio seems okay on my end, Black Cat. I don't know what's going on here. It seems okay. I don't see any problems on my end. Jesus Christ, I don't know what's going on. Eric, do you mind checking to see if we're live and if you can hear us? Because maybe there's no. It seems like everything's okay. I don't know what's going on here.
It says live.
Yeah, Yeah, it's
Maybe
nothing.
somebody else in here. Maybe it's...
Yeah. Let's see. Just Black Cat in there for now. Just what the hell? I don't know. It seems like Black Cat's having some audio issues where he can't hear us.
Oh, he says he can hear us now.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, cool. Yay. Welcome on in, Black Cat. I was just talking to Eric about some bullshit on Twitter.
Fish muted him, apparently.
I figured it was something stupid like that. Lots to talk about today, Black Cat. I got into it with a guy who wanted to kind of shove me around for my second choice politically, if it's not Bernie. And for me, it's Bernie or bust. And he pressed me. I was like, well, if you press me, it's a giant meteor. That's my second choice. I'm not going to vote for anybody else but Bernie. I've done that time and time again. Of course, with Barack Obama, it was hope and change. And with this election, it seems like people are like, well, what if Bernie has a heart attack? Well, what if Bernie this? I was like, what if Elizabeth Warren has a fucking heart attack? What if fucking Pete Buttigieg dies in a car accident? Like, you can't go based on projection. As much as I hate Joe Biden, I don't play the ageist card with him. If he was more progressive than Bernie, then I would pick him. So Black Cat says, did you see my bit on Civility Sue? I did not, Black Cat. Like I said, I got into it with this dude on Twitter. I invited him to call. So I don't, I don't know if he's gonna. I was on here for 20 minutes, just bullshitting, hoping that dude would join me and get a verbal beatdown on why I'm not selling for anybody else than Bernie. But and I'm not a Bernie shill. If there was somebody to the left of Bernie, I would think about that. But the guy has 40 years of good history, and there's some things that I disagree with Bernie on. A lot of the gun stuff and shit like that. But that stuff we can work out when he gets in office. I'm not worried about it. It seems like Bernie's a sensible guy that can change. Change. He seems like a guy that can change. If it's something that should be changed. Let's see. Black Cat. Ballad of Civility Sue. Voted blue. Despite you-know-who. She called for unity. Now the wealthy still with impunity. What are we going to do, Civility Sue? She's sold her soul. Now we can afford nary a dinner roll. 'Cause all our money goes to tax and toll. For hours we toll, while Exxon guzzles the oil. Out of the ground it came, while we became lame. What to do, Civility Sue? Yeah, it's an easy choice for me, Black Cat. It's not like last time I felt like shit for voting for Hillary, and that's not the way you should feel going to the voting block, and look what happened. Another centrist would be disastrous. Biden would lose to Trump. I believe Warren would lose to Trump. Buttigieg would definitely lose to Trump. And don't get me started on anybody else. I think those four are the only ones that... see, Black Hat, I felt the same way. He says, I definitely needed a shower after voting for HRC. I felt dirty too, man. It wasn't even close. I was like, oof, this is a shitty choice I got here. I was like, ugh. But not this time. I am very, very, very pointed to what I'm going to do this time. And I'm pretty sure Bernie's going to win. I don't know if you saw the latest, Black Cat, but nationally now, according to, I believe it was an Emerson poll, he's leading nationally. not by much, but I knew Biden would drop. He always does. He's a worthless, politician who doesn't stand for anything, and I don't care. The naysayers are the naysayers. I know now the mainstream media is back into their, anti-Bernie kind of rhetoric. I know, who is it? Jennifer Rubin just put out a bunch of bullshit and linked to a fucking article that pissed me off. Whatever. Biden is just another flavor of narcissist. But he's even worse. He's like, people can say what they want about Bernie, but he is definitely mentally sharp. Joe Biden is not mentally sharp. Warren is pretty sharp too. I have to say Warren is on point, but her positions are terrible, and I'm not gonna settle for Elizabeth Warren. And that's what this guy's point was. You should have like a contingency plan. And you know what I told him? I said my contingency plan is giant meteor. That's my contingency plan. Jennifer Rubin is at best a hack. I told her she should go get her money back from journalism school. She ain't no journalist, Black Cat. She
related to David Rubin and is also a piece of shit?
Dave Rubin is a piece of shit, but there's no relation. I wouldn't be surprised if they were related in some manner, though. Jennifer Rubin is awful, man. She's one of the worst. She's very anti-Bernie, very pro-establishment. She always makes these dumb arguments that Bernie isn't electable, even though the polling shows, poll after poll after poll shows Bernie beating Trump by, up to 20 points or 15 points in some polls in some states. But, whatever. Yeah.
So if we want to do a meteor, we're going to have to get Sephiroth to get the black materia.
Exactly, man. Yeah, Dave Rubin's a shitbird for sure, Black Cat, man. No question. Now, if you're just joining us, the show's RPGrinders. We have not started yet. We're waiting on Breakman to get here, and then we will start the show proper. I know people will be in chat here real soon. Black Cat's in there. If you're listening to this on archives, why don't you join us? The show's RPGrinders. We do it live every Friday. Fuck it, do it live. Remember that whole O'Reilly factor deal? But we do it live every Friday, 7 Eastern time, usually till 9 Eastern. Sometimes a little under, sometimes a little over, just depends. Should have a fun show today. A little bit of news. Death in the rock world, which was very sad. And
I had another stinko too that I just put in.
What else you got here? Oh God, that sucks, man. I did not hear that, but we'll get into that. We might talk a little bit. I know I'm going to talk about cops today. Everybody knows how I feel about cops, so one of those deals. But yeah, we'll be talking about that. I'm working on getting an interview, Black Cat. It should be fun with Lloyd Kaufman. I sent an email to his rep to set something up. Break is on, so let's see if we can get Break on in here. Yeah, Lloyd Kaufman might be on the show upcoming. I got a hold of him on Twitter. He's a really nice guy. I've interviewed Lloyd before for a different show. So I'm sure that he would not mind being on. I would love to get him on live, but most likely it's going to be one of those pre-recorded deals. But we'll see how it goes, man. It should be fun. I'm also working on getting Ice-T on the show. That would be fun. At Final Level, he's a big-time gamer. If you guys haven't followed Ice-T, he's really fun. Hey, Breakman, you on?
Yeah. You're talking about rapper Ice-T?
I am. I'm working on getting him on the show, too, man.
That'd be pretty badass.
Yeah, that would be badass. So, lots of fun stuff. You know, Ice-T's a big gamer, right, Break?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I've heard that.
Yeah, he's a huge gamer. He's more of a first-person shooter type guy, but he definitely has a lot to talk about when it comes to video games, politics,
Does he like any RPGs at all?
We
Find
can
out?
ask if we get him on. That would be definite question to ask. I highly doubt it, but you know, um, we would definitely ask. No questions. Okay. Um, how was your
We can
week?
find one to recommend for him. We can get him into it.
Absolutely, man.
He can lie to us
Absolutely.
else he did it. It'll be good times.
Just lie to us, man. Just once in your life, just lie and you know,
Just make us happy.
yeah,
That's
just
all we
make
care.
us happy, promote the show, stuff like that. How was your week, Break?
Yeah, it's all right, I guess.
All right, all right. Um, we're also you and I, Breakman, are working on another interview. I told Black Cat, I since Black Cat's in here and the people that listen on archives are gonna hear it too. But I'm working on getting Lloyd. I sent an email. Did you? I don't know if you saw that Break, but I sent an email to the trauma guys to get Lloyd Kaufman on. That'd be a lot of fun too to talk to him. I've interviewed him before. He's a lot of fun. Lots to talk about on the show. You guys ready to do it?
Mm.
What about you, Break? You ready? Break is like, I'm not gonna talk. I'm just gonna let you do.
Excuse me, burping.
You there, Break? Breakman. Breakman. Black Cat's excited. I don't know if anybody else is in chat right now. Black Cat, you're kind of a loner in chat right now. But Break, you there?
Sorry, I'm coughing.
Oh, it's okay. You feeling any better, man? I know you were kind of.
I feel fine, but I think the cough just for some reason when I get sick, sometimes the cough sticks around.
Ah, I gotcha. No problem, man. So we'll keep that in mind as we do the show. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I guess so.
You guess? Wow, that's a lot of enthusiasm, man. That's awesome.
Mhm.
We got a lot of good feedback about the Star Wars discussion break, man. So we might have to do that again sometime, like kind of reflect on the whole thing. And I actually have some really cool insights to share with you guys about somebody that has never seen I'm watching the entire series with my mom. She's never seen any of them, and we just finished Empire Strikes Back, so we've done 5 parts, and you guys would really be interested in hearing that, but I'll save that for another day when we're all done with the series, and then she can, she'll I'm gonna try to get her on the show, but she's kind of shy, so be one of those things, but we'll see how that goes. But Black Cat, you would be you're correct. I'm not going to say what you said in chat there, but yes, that is absolutely 100%. I was surprised. She's never seen him. She always wanted. She told me a story. I'll tell you an anecdote one day when I talk about it, about what she said about the time she tried to watch one of them in the movie theater. And that was back in the day, Black Cat. So, like old school. Hey, Wyland's in chat. What's up, Wyland? We haven't started the show. We're about ready to start right now, though.
I don't think my mom saw any, and besides the first 2 of the original trilogy.
Yeah,
My
no.
mom-
Yeah. Go ahead, Break.
My mom's seen them all.
She has. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. You guys ready to go? Ready to rock and roll?
Yeah.
All right, let's start this party, man. And welcome, everybody, to episode 573 of RPGrinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold. Got a little late start today, guys, but we're rocking and rolling. How you guys doing today, Break? How you doing, man? Nothing. He's coughing.
In and out, I guess.
He's kicking rocks right now, like he's all pissed off or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Break. Break, you there? He's probably coughing. Oh, we lost Break. Shit. Eric, how you doing, man? I'm going to try to get Break back on.
Better after I felt well rested from yesterday.
Yeah. All right, we finally got Break on. How you doing, man?
No, I'm irritated.
What happened, man?
It
You
says
just...
Skype, I guess we could call it
And
Scoop.
it's not Skype. It's my fucking computer. It keeps going to sleep mode on me for some fucking reason.
There's no like setting you can take care of that, man.
I've changed all the settings. I've turned everything off. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with my PC.
You
Other
gotta
than
love
it's
that.
fucking shitty Windows.
Yeah, well, that's your problem right there, man. I mean, goes without saying. But I was just asking, how was your week, man? How was your week break?
It was a week. No.
Moving on. moving on. Okay. Well, why don't we get started with RPG news. All right, Eric, you're up.
God
All
damn
right.
it. I'm sorry.
We got 2 Pokemon articles from our RPG site. First is the expansion pack that's coming to Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it's gonna have 2 new areas, and it's gonna be 2 parts. So the first part is the Isle of Armor, and the second part is the Crown Tundra. And the Isle of Armor is due out in spring, and the other one's due out in June.
Okay.
No, it's the other way around. June, fall. That's what the breakup is.
Okay.
I was thinking of another game, the next game that we're talking about, but
pretty exciting news for.
This is better than releasing 2 whole new versions of the game that you have to pay $60 for. Instead, it's only a $30 pay for DLC. That works on either version.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. That's
although each game will also have its own respective new Pokemon in that DLC.
So it's $30 for both packs, right?
Yeah, so you're paying $30 for the Sword and the Shield expansion stuff.
because that's how you do it out in the wild. Like, you have to pay for both the Sword and Shield. You can't just settle for one.
I know, and some games like Dragon Quest will start out with like a Cyper stick and shit. Like, yeah, fighting monsters out with a stick. Like, get away from me!
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they start you off with slimes, like slimes are okay. Slimes are like the rats, like the typical rats, where you can just beat them real easy. I keep wishing for an RPG where the rats are like the main enemy. Like. Not like Plague's Tale. Like, Plague's Tale is very interesting to me, but like I'm talking like the bosses are rats, and like it would be like the reverse, and then the easiest enemies are like the devil or something, and then you work you work your way up to like the rats, and the rats are the big thing, kind of opposite. All right, Eric, do you want to go ahead and do the next story since it's Pokemon related, Eric?
Yeah. Anyways, before we move on, if you pre-order the DLC, you'll get extra clothing. But you could probably just buy that later in the game.
Yeah.
Like, if you've already played through the game, you probably have more money than you know what to do with, so you could just buy the clothes outright without a problem.
Yeah.
But the next article is about how there's going to be a remake of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team.
Yeah.
They originally, when this game released in 2006, it was a DS and a GBA split. It was weird because like blue team was on the DS and red team was on the GBA, and they decided just to combine those into one game called Rescue Team.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
It's 3D because we can't preserve 2D anymore. But it does allow them to do neat things with the shading, though. So it's got an art style that's similar to the art design of the different sketches and stuff they did for the original game.
Looks really nice, actually. I put video of it on the stream for the people that are in chat.
The demo is out now, and you can pre-purchase it.
Yeah, I do like that art style for sure. What were you saying, Break? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it is. It's really pretty.
And the games conceit, like all the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games conceit, is that you're transported to the world of Pokemon and you play as a Pokemon.
Yeah.
With a group of Pokemon team members that you can bring with you.
Do you get to choose what Pokemon?
Yeah.
Woo! Even better. Yeah, even better.
Although the attack typing does take into account, but it's significantly like the negative stat typing is reduced significantly because they have to make you get through the game because like if you're electric type, you're obviously not going to do as well against something that's resistant to it, but you're still going to be able to do well enough that it won't be too big of a problem because that's usually the problem with Pokemon games is like if this Pokemon's way too weak, then you're not gonna. It doesn't matter if they're weak against a certain attack or not. You're just not gonna do anything. But in this game, they tweaked it so that it actually works.
It looks good, man. Like I've been not anti Pokemon. I just never really play the games because I always have 50 million other things to do. But this one looks really good, man. I'm kind of intrigued. Like, it looks like a really good remake. You know, like they
Apparently,
did a really
like
good job.
the original Mystery Dungeon had a really decent story that's like cute and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And like the other games, they were I never played any of the other Mystery Dungeon games. I have Super Mystery Dungeon for the 3DS, and I played Gates to Infinity, and those were decent enough. But the story in Gates to Infinity wasn't as good as some people have had from the other games.
Yeah.
From what I heard.
Freak Five's in prime form. He gets into chat. What's up, Freak Five? And then he promptly says that I'm the greatest gamer ever that ever was. So thank you for that, Freak Five. I really appreciate that. That's very
Because
good.
this is a remake. It is including like new forms of like Pokemon that we've seen since the original's release. So like you get to see like a Mega Evolved Charizard or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Freak Five says Pikachu is going to open a Pokemon brothel. That would be interesting. Black Cat says he plays the meanest game of Tetris you ever saw. See, there are certain people.
Play Tetris 99 against them.
Oh man, I would get my ass kicked, man. I am not very good at Tetris, but there are a lot of
I
people
want
that
to buy
are.
the Tetris Effect, but it's like still too much for my
Yeah,
blood.
Tetris Effect looks really, really nice, man. It's really good. How dare you, Breakman? I have very fond memories of Pac-Man 2600. My mom and I used to play the shit out of that game, and I know it's shitty. I know that game is like one of the worst.
Wait,
of all.
there's an actual setting called Teddy Bear mode.
You got the sound down, Breakman, for sure, man. That game was awful, man. No question, man. It's one of the worst games ever created. It was terrible. All right.
When you're
Also,
What else?
Pac-Man just looks laughable.
Yeah.
What's that, Break?
When you're poor, what other choices do you have?
Not
You
much,
can't really
man.
play Pac-Man, so
I was lucky to even have an Atari.
Man.
Yeah, I was
Right.
lucky. I think Pac-Man I got for like 25 cents at the secondhand store. That's how poor
Yeah.
I was, man.
That's
Yeah.
that's where my parents got all the games because they like when the Atari crashed, and the video game crashed, they fucking dumped the prices on everything.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, for sure. Black Cat says he still has it on the Atari emulator. Yeah, I have fond memories of that game, man, for sure. Okay, Breakman, let's move on.
I probably have it still in my parents somewhere, or maybe my sister. I don't know. Coming to us live from RPG site. Udawaro Rumono, Mask of Deception, and Udaware Rumono, Mask of Truth, heading to Steam on January 23rd. Shut up! I'm not answering.
It was actually mostly correctly
Yeah, you
pronunciated.
actually did a good job, man.
It just wasn't fluid enough.
Udawaromo.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. I think you missed like one
Yeah,
syllable,
just-
but yeah.
Udaware Romo. You're a Romo. Anyways, DMM Games has announced that Udawara Romo, Mask of Deception, and Mask of Truth will release on PC via Steam on January 23rd. The company also announced plans to release Prelude to the Fallen for Steam in the future. Games will feature Japanese voices with English and Chinese subtitles.
Freak Five's playing the RPGrinders drinking game, and he says, "Damn, Break is gonna get me drunk just reading this headline." He also says he gives out 5-cent hand jobs. So anybody's interested, contact Freak Five.
Me or him?
Him.
Because I discussed this. This is blowjobs and hand jobs. Those are more. Mask of Deception. When I awoke, there was snow. Navigate the unforgiving wilderness of a turbulent new world. What the fuck? When I awoke, there was snow. And you go right into
I
talking
don't
about
like it when they do like narrative monologues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hate that shit. What's the features?
For almost 2 decades, a series of tactics RPG visual novels has been beloved by Japanese fans for its spectacular music, art, characters, and story. Now it's finally returned to its origins on PC. This sequel is the sequel to Prelude to the Fallen, which will be coming first released more than a decade after the original game, is a great place to jump into the series. Features 30 plus hours of story and gameplay, thoughtful, slick, and active tactics RPG combat, all new customizable mouse and keyboard controls and adjustable resolution, an unforgettable, evocative soundtrack, gorgeous, distinctive art. Okay, well,
Yeah, there you
for
go.
those in chat.
Black Cat says
Thanks.
hard pass on 5-cent blowjobs. You'd be surprised. Freak 5 is known.
I mean, what are we talking
I
about?
have the feeling that Mask of Deception and Mask of Truth are the same game. It's just they split it into two because it was too big.
Yeah.
Mask of Truth, the final chapter of the Udawara Romo series. Yamato and Tusker, two nations' fates hang in the balance. For almost 2 decades, a series of tactics RPG visual novels that, didn't I just say that? The rules and questions of the past are answered here. 50 plus hours of gameplay and story, nice, it's a bit longer. Thoughtful, slick, and active tactics RPG combat, it's the same as the rest of the other game. New co-op final finisher moves to slay your enemies in style. All new customizable mouse and keyboard controls and adjustable resolution. I never like sharing a keyboard with somebody else. It's so it's uncomfortable. There's not enough room. An unforgettable, evocative soundtrack and catharsis.
Yeah. Okay, let me get caught up on chat. Black Cat, I'm sorry, Freak 5 says, went to see Rise of the Skywalker again today and noticed a couple of things I missed first time. And Black Cat says, do I get a tea bag? I'm sure Freak 5 can arrange that. You might have to pay extra for that, Black Cat.
I've been reading things I've missed from the movie too, and I found out there was a character that died in the background again, and I'm like, what the shit? Why do they keep doing that?
Yeah.
Killing off old characters from the original trilogy in the background.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. The story comes to us from...
they weren't major characters, but still, they were characters that had active parts. Killing them off in the background just...
Stupid. It's just irresponsible. Yeah.
It's another one of those things that's why did you do that? That's not cool. Well, you'll have to read the comics and stuff. Well, I don't want to have to read the comic for something to happen.
I know, they always go, read the novels or read the comics. I'm like, no, I fuck that. Reading is not fundamental.
Give us money is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see. Freak 5 says Kylo Ren lost his scar partway through, and it makes sense. Why? And Wyland says because of Force Heal? Probably. I'm guessing. That's lame ass fucking bullshit if I ever seen it, but whatever. From Gamatsu, Giraffe and Annika for PC launches February 18th. And let's see. While the game was previously published by Unties, Playism announced that Untease, whatever. It's like Undies, I guess. Playism announced that it's taken over publishing from Untease in order to, quote, maximize the potential of the title. In other words, maximize their money is what they're saying.
Or Untease is too preoccupied with other things right now.
Yeah. Spoiler away, Freak 5. We've already spoiled the shit out of Rise of the Skywalker. Giraffe and Annika is also planned for release on PS4, Switch in 2020. The specific release date has yet to be announced. There's some key features. Adventure, explore the mysterious island of Spica. That's racist, man. Uncover hidden secrets on the island. Rhythm, defeat bosses with the beat. Synchronize your attacks to the music to overcome challenges. I hate that mechanic in video games mostly. They're
rhythm. I like them. I like rhythm games. I like Guitar Hero and Patapon, but I suck at them. There's gets to a certain point I just can't get any farther.
It's like me and shmups or fighters.
Yeah. I agree with you guys wholeheartedly. Comics see the world of Giraffe and Annika brought to life in beautiful manga-inspired style. Dungeons challenge 5 unique dungeons on the island to recover the star fragments and help recover Annika's memories. Collectibles, find cute. I like how I'm trying to say it with the explanation point, but it loses value after a while. I don't know. It's weird. Find cute cat collectibles hidden all over the island. Expand your gallery and unlock prizes. So then it gives you a little description of the story, etc. But I don't know. There you go. There's a little teaser.
Let's go collect cat stuff.
Yeah, no, that'd be perfect for Black Cat and chat. So there you go. Looks cool. Looks all right. It's kind of like you said, a beat based, rhythm type game. I'm not very good at them. I'm with you, Breakman. I kind of like them, but I lose interest after a while. It's like it's not my thing. Like I think the closest was like Parappa the Rapper and stuff like that. But
hell yeah, meow mofos.
I do like the rhythm stuff in Yakuza for some reason though. So take it for what it is. Okay, let's see. What does Freak 5 says? The cannons on the Star Destroyers kind of remind me of a dog's penis because, everybody knows Freak 5 is always thinking about dogs' penises. Fine, after Rey stabbed Kylo Ren and then healed him, that's when the scar disappeared. That's a nice little touch, I guess, Freak 5,
Yeah,
but...
spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Potentially one of the Star Destroyers with the world-destroying cannon still around. They used one to destroy the planet where they hacked C-3PO's brain. We don't know if it returned to the fleet or not. I'm sure there's wiggle room on everything. All right, Eric, next story, please.
Sorry, I couldn't get that mute
That's all
button
right.
in
No
time.
worries.
Next
That was
story
like-
is from
like,
Gamatsu.
the whole erase 3PO's mind, only to give it back to him a few minutes later.
I know. That was a swerve that I hated. We discussed it a little bit last week. I wish they would have just killed off every character almost.
I don't want him to do that, but I don't want him to do like these stupid bait and switch plots.
I
either.
want all new
Oh,
characters.
Chewie's dead? Oh, no, he isn't.
Yeah, I know. I'm okay with Kylo Ren and Rey being the focal point going forward, or Rey being the focal point going forward. But there needs to be an all-new cast, in my opinion. I'm done with the old.
Next ones needs to be set in the future. I think that's what they should have done with these. Was set these.
I think I
far-
read something
Yeah.
that says it's actually being set 400 years in the past when the Republic was at its height.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, Eric. What do we got next?
We've got from Gamatsu, narrative-driven experimental adventure game, Stories Untold, coming to Switch on January 16th. It was a launch for PC in February 2017, but now it's coming to the Switch, and it combines that mixture of classic text adventure, point and clicks. 4 short stories are packaged together in a single mysterious anthology that has been described as fantastic, fascinating example of interactive visual storytelling. And 80s retro nostalgia, innovative experimental genre-defying gameplay, intense psychological horror to create one of the most fascinating and unique takes you can play this year.
Yeah, it looks interesting. It's one of those like hodgepodge games where you do all kinds of different things, but nothing is like super difficult. I don't think. Maybe some of the puzzles are kind of difficult, but it looks cool, man.
Apparently, one of the persons working on it worked on Alien Isolation.
I'm down. I'm totally down, man. Alien Isolation is awesome, man. Stories Untold. It looks good, man.
I
January
got the
16th.
press release for it, but I need to look into it.
Yeah, you should get.
Devolver's publishing it, so I'm probably never gonna get code for this.
You
This
never
may
know.
never bother with me.
Yeah, you never know, man. Give him a ring. Let him know you're there. Maybe you'll get some code. All right. Anything else on that, Eric?
Usually, the only way I get code through Devolver is if they actually bother with Evolve PR, which they usually don't, because they usually go through Tinsley.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on that, Eric?
No.
All right, Breakman, you're up.
We're in the Surge story.
Yep.
Coming to us live from Gamatsu. The Surge 2 expansion downloadable content Kraken will launch across all available platforms on January 16th. Release the Kraken! Publisher Focus Home Interactive and developer Deck 13 Interactive announced. The Kraken expansion, release the Kraken expansion is included with the season pass. I've never even seen the movie, I've just heard the quote. With season pass and premium editions of Surge 2, the latter of which will also be available to download on January 16th. The premium edition also includes the Urban Gear Pack, Public Enemy Weapon Pack, and Jericho's Legacy Gear Pack.
Oh, okay.
The Kraken expansion adds more of narrative-driven content with brand new storyline and location, as well as a wealth of new weapons, implants, and armor to discover and craft. On the outskirts of Jericho City, enter the VBS Krakow? I don't know what that is. Krakow? Sorry. A massive decommissioned aircraft carrier retrofitted as a retreat for the rich and famous. Because rich and famous. Battle robot pirates, deranged security systems, and an imposing new boss, each with their own unique combat mechanics. Fight hard and uncover the truth behind the desolate military vessel.
There you go. Commander Roots in chat, welcome. GZA _ in chat, and Windsuck is in chat. Welcome on in. Cool deal. It looks cool from the trailer. I heard Surge 2 is better than Surge 1, but I haven't.
It's like because they did the one thing that the first game didn't. They went full Dark Souls and made it play like Dark Souls more, and that was for its benefit. Because the problem with the first game I had was enemies just one shot you way too easily. Dying was just too easy. It's too easy to die, and there was a convoluted upgrade system and not many options that were available to you to find those upgrade materials, because like they were very specific materials that didn't drop by enemies.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next story. I think it's my turn. Disaster Report 4 Summer Memories launches April 7th. Sorry, my computer went a little crazy there. Disaster Report 4 Summer Memories launches April 7th in the West, and there's a new trailer. It looks cool, man. It looks like they put you right in the middle of a natural disaster.
Never played the one for the Wii because it never released domestically, and I didn't import it.
Yeah, it says a calm summer day turns into catastrophe when a massive earthquake strikes your city, throwing buildings and lives into chaos. In order to survive, you must navigate familiar locations under unfamiliar circumstances. The fellow survivors you meet and crucial decisions you make will affect the course of your experience and ultimately determine how your journey through this crisis will end. Key features: stop, think, then act. Evaluate each perilous situation and make decisions that will impact your own safety as well as that of others. Torn from the headlines, interact with realistic scenarios with a Japanese city devastated by an earthquake, including scenarios designed in collaboration with the Kobe City Fire Bureau, and danger around every corner. Navigate a multitude of crises, from collapsing buildings to raging fires in a city of plumb in peril. And I can tell you guys from the trailer, it does look perilous. That's one thing I can say about it. I don't know much about the game, but doesn't it look kind of good, like something different, So,
yeah, like a realistic setting and stuff. No walking mushrooms or flying.
I think the biggest problem with most of the Disaster Report games up until now is they haven't had the budget to sell the idea well.
It looks like they got the budget now, and they even worked with the Fire Bureau, which is interesting. I think that's actually the way to go about a game like this. Is it's much in the same way, like if you were to do a game about bugs, if you would talk to like a bug expert, what do they call them, entomologist or whatever, that's what I want in a video game, kind of realism and stuff like that. But it looks good. I dig it. I hope the game is good, because if it is, I'll give it a go for sure. Let's see. Freak5 says, if you have the Amazon Echo and bought the Sam Jackson skill, ask him to sing Happy Birthday. What is he going to say? Happy birthday, motherfucker! Is that what he's going to say? Wyland says, just read Rise of Kylo Ren issue 2. Luke mopped the floor with the Knights of Ren. I know that comic supposedly shows how badass Luke really is, because I was watching, the originals, and he kind of fucking sucked against Darth when he first met him, but I guess that's just lack of experience.
That was kind of the point. Like when he first went up against Darth Vader, he was not ready.
Yeah, he wasn't ready at all, for sure. They might as well have been stormtroopers, Wyland says. Happy birthday, motherfucker. Yeah, that's awesome, Freak5. I don't have Amazon Echo or any of that shit because of privacy concerns, but Yeah, that's cool. All right, Eric, next story, please.
Next story is from Gamatsu, and it's about the House of Fata Morgana and how it's coming to Switch as Dreams of the Revenants edition. And so that makes it sound like it's going to be a physical release, maybe. But it's also gonna include all the side story stuff that you can get.
What kind of game
PC
is
version.
that? What kind of game is that, Eric?
It's a visual novel.
Okay.
I think it's horror.
Okay. All right.
But anyways, I heard it's really good, and I just haven't got around to playing it, so I'll just pick this version instead. But the console version came out on Vita like a while ago, like last year in May, and on the PS4 in June, and it's completely rebuilt from the original PC version. And it supports up to 4K compared to the original PC's release of 800 by 600.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously 4K is for PS4 Pro, but that's decent. I mean, I don't see too many visual novels get the 4K treatment.
Yeah.
But that won't apply to the Switch version at least.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you can upscale it, but that's the TV doing it, not the Switch, and it's still not quite 4K. But other changes include updated user interface design, refurbished backgrounds, enhancement of effects, and art piece remakes, and more. That doesn't actually describe here, but oh well.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have a release date, but I'm gonna say probably somewhere in the summer.
Okay. All right. Cool deal.
But I need to contact who's ever responsible for this version, because I couldn't find out who was responsible for the PS4 version or the Vita version.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it sounds cool. If it's a horror-related thing, then I would probably be interested. And usually, visual novels are fairly cool to complete. Like, there's usually nothing too major to do in visual novels to not complete them. So there you go. Let's see. I think it's Break's turn next.
Hold on, I'm typing.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. Didn't mean to,
Hold on. No, shh. Hold on.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, shh.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Okay, anyway, coming to us live Silkener. Lena's Inception gives people a Zelda-like with a twist on January 17th, 2020. Wow, specific. A new sort of the Legend of Zelda-like game will be appearing very soon on January 17th, 2020. Lena's Inception will appear. It will include a procedurally generated campaign with multiple endings and an option to go through a daily challenge dungeon to secure a spot on leaderboards. Things aren't going so great for Lena. She's a tutor and was taking the hero kid around to train them. And except the one destined to save the kingdom was killed. Oops. And when Lena went back to look about her, she found that he was dead. Whoopsie. God damn. She screwed that up bad.
Yeah.
Lance Prince has been captured by the Bankers Guild chairman. Things are glitching out, and it will be up to Lena to take up the mantle of a hero and save the day. God damn, what a fucking bad day.
It does look a lot like Zelda. That's
I
really
really
cool.
want to play this, but I don't want to play it on Steam. I want a console announcement at some point.
Yeah.
Except Lena does not have to do it alone or with one visual style. Lena's Inception will support local cooperative multiplayer. The Steam product page also notes that the remote play together will also be an option. If you don't like someone else nearby, Lena will be able to recruit characters like Gordon the Pumpkin and Henrietta the Chicken. In addition, there is also the option to switch between 8-bit and 32-bit visual, audio and visual options.
That's an awesome option. That's a great option.
Pumpkin.
Yeah.
Henrietta the Chicken.
Freak5 says, I'm almost finished with Secret of Mana. That's cool. Love the game, but I've forgotten about the problems with it. Yeah, you mentioned that last week, Freak. It's a good game, but it does have flaws. No question. All right, next story comes to us from Gamatsu. Space Invaders Invincible Collection debut trailer. Due out March 26th in Japan. They say that. Oh, there's the trailer. So there's not too much to say about it, but there's a full list of all the Space Invader games. From the original '78 arcade, original version to the color version to, the 2018 Space Invaders Extreme. I'm gonna play the trailer. If anybody has never played Space Invaders, it's a really fun game. It's one of those repetitive, type deals that were coin munchers. But
I like the 2018 remake. I had a lot of fun with that.
that was fun. That was a good take on Space Invaders. So yeah, it's a cool game. So there you go.
I'm
Let's
surprised
see.
they left
Don't bring
Space
that game
Invaders
up.
Extreme 2 out of that.
Yeah. Freak5 says no. Last week I was talking about Final Fantasy Adventure. No, I think you were talking. It was either last week or the week before. You were talking about Secret of Mana, Freak5. Let's see.
I think he talked about a little bit both.
Yeah, he says. Freak5 says buy it on Steam. So hopefully, if enough buy it, they'll make a console version, Eric. So there you go. Let's see. What
Or I
else?
could just go to the website and see if they have plans to do a console version later.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that 2018 remake was pretty cool. Break for sure. So it might be a good collection to pick up if you're in for nostalgia and some updated old school goodness. It's not quite as good as the Pac-Man Championship Edition remake thing that they had going on, but it's good. I dig it. So there you go. That is the news, guys. So we got through the news, luckily. All right.
I didn't get to play, but I would have liked to, was the Giant Space Invaders.
Yeah.
I forget where
Yeah.
I was watching that. It looked fun. I like
Yeah.
the giant video games. Giant Pac-Man is also fun.
Yep. Exactly.
I don't know what Giant Pac-Man is, but I think I know. I think I
Pac-Man.
saw the Space Invaders you were talking about at the arcade round one. That's in my the closest one near here is Menor. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically just it's the same game, but it's on a huge screen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's move on to
I don't think so. Homie, don't play that.
homie discounts. Eric, you have a homie discount for everybody.
yeah, this one's an erotic one because it's it's on Groupies and it's the Opie New Year bundle, and it for $9 you get a variety of erotic manga, which the first one is Super Horny Workplace. The second one is the female coworkers at my part-time job are too erotic.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Too erotic. How dare they?
An all-women
Erotic
resort
show.
where you can have sex with anyone. I saw
Okay.
the animation of that.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Harem of horny employees. Naked wife cooking class.
Oh, ooh, I like that one.
A
Yeah.
world where you can screw anyone.
Sweet. I like that one too.
Nude world.
That's wow. I
These
like
are
it.
the localized titles, by the way.
I
What was
have
that
it.
first game?
The first game was the Super Horny Workplace.
Workplace.
Yeah.
Super Horny Workplace. That should be the name of this episode.
Yeah.
They're all PDFs, so you can read them pretty much on anything that reads a PDF, so you don't have to worry about having a specific app for it.
Ooh, so I could get this on my Mac, Eric?
Yeah.
Oh, I might do that. $9 for all those games, or
Well,
You know.
it says PDF and EPUB. I don't know what EPUB is. It's a different format, but I guess if you had that reader, you could use that.
I think
version.
EPUB is like Kindle. So wow, you
Hmm.
could even see this on Kindle. That's cool. Sweet. Okay. That's cool, man. Nice little homie discount there for sure. I would put it up on the screen, but there's it's not nude, but I don't want to put it up there because I don't want YouTube or Twitch to smack me down or take the loop sold separately. Breakman for sure. Okay, Breakman, anything in your segment? Do I need to roll out your intro? Yes.
You
No.
hear that silence? That's
Silence
my
is-
disappointment.
Oh man, send Breakman some questions at RPGrinders people. He'll answer anything, especially awkward sexual questions.
If
Yeah, we're
if
trying-
you're gonna play Trials of Mana, you're probably gonna want to play it 3 times because there are 3 specific routes,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and your routes determined by your main character. So the 3 routes are Lise or Reese or whatever they've named her in this version, and Lise. I think it's Lise and Hawk, and then there's Kevin and Duran. No, Kevin and Carly are the same, and I think Lise and Hawk are the same, and I think Angela and Duran's path was also the same.
Yeah. The Freak 5 requested that I put the link in chat, which I most certainly did. It's kind of cool. You can check it out there. It's groupies.com/hentai3. So if you're into some hentai, there you go. So, all right. So let's move on to...
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring minds want to know what you've been playing, Breakman.
Since I've been playing Game Pass, I've really only been playing Crackdown 3. I've been waiting to play that game for a while, and wish I'd played it sooner, but I'm enjoying it. I'm playing it for a while.
Wow, you're actually enjoying Crackdown 3? Wow, you're the first person that I've ever heard that actually enjoyed that game, man.
It's one of the few action games that actually allows your character to level up.
Oh, okay.
Really, honestly, like your character gets stronger, you get better at driving, shooting, blowing shit up, jumping. I mean, yeah, at one point you're jumping so high, you're jumping top of buildings, you're picking up vehicles and throwing them. Like, what's not fun about that?
Yeah, okay. I just heard very negative things about that game, but I'm glad that...
Well, I think it's more like people's expectations were pretty high, so they were obviously let down when the game finally came out.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's their loss, not mine.
Either that or some people are easier to please than others.
Yeah, okay. What else you been playing, Break?
That's it.
Okay. Eric, what you been playing?
Bunch. I played a little bit more London Detective Mysteria, and finished Hollow Knight. So I'll have a review for that soon.
Okay.
And then I picked up Shovel Knight Plague of Shadows today. I got through that.
Awesome.
So I guess I could review that, but I have to write a review for Shovel Knight Treasure Trove altogether because they gave me a code for it. So
all right.
But Spectre of Torment, and I started that up today, and then over the last couple days I should have been playing Kingdom Hearts 3 today, but I decided to play Plague of Shadows for some reason. But that's also what I've been playing, and I got to the Toy Story World, and I'm almost done with the Toy Story World.
Yeah. You're behind me a little bit on my second playthrough. I also been playing Kingdom Hearts 3. This time
So are you doing New Game Plus or something?
No, I played it on a different account, and it was just not. So I had to start it all over. So it's a fresh game.
I wonder how many more like golden lines of dialogue they'll send me. Like, cause like there's a part really early in the game where like the two of the villains from the previous games are like, one of them's a younger version of the main villain, but like the other one's the villain from the second game.
Mm-hmm.
And they're basically like giving Sora a hard time, and about minor spoilers. There's a character named Roxas, but his heart's apparently intertwined with Sora's own heart.
Yeah.
And they're saying like, well, you probably can't bring Roxas back to life because he wasn't supposed to exist. And Sora, with such conviction, delivers the line, "Hearts can live anywhere, even in Daya."
I love the dialogue, and it's so cheesy and corny in that game, man. It was my game of the year for a reason. This is pretty charming. It's it's more Kingdom Hearts. They didn't reinvent the wheel, but it's a good game, man. I love it. I love how colorful and Disney that game is. It's just a good game. I'm on this playthrough. I'm now through Monsters Inc. or Monstrosity City or whatever they call that portion. It's fun. The boss on that level's really fucking difficult though. I'm having a hard time getting through. But I was just playing it before we got on the air, and I'll beat it for sure. Maybe tonight. I don't know. And then of course MPQ. That's the only thing I've been playing. Anything else you've been playing, Eric? I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's it, I think.
Okay, let's go on to
RPGrinders reviews.
All right, Eric, you have a review for Hollow Knight. Breakman, I don't know if you have any reviews, but if you do, after Eric, feel free.
So Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania developed by newcomer developers Team Cherry. It was their first game that they ever made, and it was a Kickstarter project back in 2017. So when the game launched, so I'm guessing the Kickstarter project launched about 2 years beforehand, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about
But like it is a Metroidvania, but it's also got a lot of elements from Dark Souls, and it's very apparent because there's lots of lore in the game, and there's the mechanic where if you die, you leave behind a shade. So actually, that's rips more from Bloodborne in that sense because you have to kill your shade to get your stuff back.
Yeah.
And there's also other stuff like the way boss fights are introduced, which, unlike Dark Souls, it doesn't give them a health bar. You basically have to guess because if you attack an enemy normally and don't skip their cycles, like there'll be certain instances where they get momentarily stunned, and those are like the best opportunities to heal in the battle because they don't give you much leg room otherwise.
Yeah.
But there are things like patches that you or like pins or no charms that you can get that like do various different things, and one of them is the quick heal, and because you have to do this thing called focusing. So like instead of like Estus flask or packs of blood, you use your magic to heal instead, and like you refill your magic just by attacking enemies.
Yeah. Later, Black Cat.
Like,
appreciate it.
So it's like Dark Souls, but if you were bug people instead.
Yeah, it's good game. I dig it.
But like it's also like very platformy because, and that's like one of the things I can rail against this game for because they went a little too hard on the platforming, especially if you're going for the true ending because you have to go to this place called the White Palace and there are spikes and pits and buzzsaws everywhere, and the buzzsaws behave just like spikes. So if you hit a spike, you basically get warped back to the last platform you were on.
Yeah, it's a hard game, man, for sure. I had too difficult of a time for it. I have it, and I'll get back to it at some point. But man,
that was an
difficult
exercise in frustration. I really hope they don't revisit upon us in the next game called Silk Song.
Yeah,
which is coming out sometime this summer.
Yeah. All right, Eric. So what are you giving Hollow Knight?
I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Yeah, it's a really good game. It's just very difficult. It's a really difficult game for sure. All right, Breakman, did you have any?
Also, the DLC for the Godseeker is it's got its own story content, but like it doesn't have much of a story. But like it's story content in the sense that it has an actual ending for the DLC, and it's kind of serves as an alternate ending to the main game. And it's based on, and it's like split into two different endings based on whether or not you got the Void Heart. Yeah. So it's kind of parallels the final battle with the Hollow Knight and the real final boss that you fight after if you have the Void Heart. But it is a boss rush mode that you, in order to fully complete, you have to face all the boss rushes with all the bindings, which means like reducing your health to like default values and stuff like that. I'm like, fuck that, no.
Yeah, fuck that, man. Indeed, man. All right, cool, man. Break, did you have any...
I'm just going to watch that online.
Cool. Break, did you have any reviews this week? No? Okay. All right. No heist. Did anybody have a heist-capade? I know I always do, but not this week. You guys have any heist-capades or no? Okay. Then let's move on to...
what is it?
Stinko of the Week.
All right, Breakman, your Stinko of the Week. No Stinko? What? Are you okay, Breakman? You gonna pass out on the show live on the air?
All right. Yeah, whatever.
All right, so no Stinko, Breakman?
No, I have a Stinko. I just don't want to talk about it because you guys are assholes. I mean, what was that allowed? As much as I'm enjoying Crackdown 3, you assholes, There's like one huge fucking problem that I'm pissed about.
The whole game?
You son So I started playing the single player, and I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying it. Fuck you guys. But I wanted to try the multiplayer, because the multiplayer is where like all the destruction is and the cool modes are and stuff. But they put the multiplayer in a separate game, sort of. So you actually have to get out of Crackdown 3 and go to Crackdown 3 Wrecking Crew. Well, when did the original game launch? It last year, right?
Yeah, it was last year.
Like March-ish or something like that.
I think like early March maybe.
Okay.
Like March 1st or something.
So the game hasn't been out a year yet, but there are no people playing multiplayer.
What?
Yeah, multiplayer's completely dead. I just sat in the login. There's only 2 modes to choose from. I just sat in both of them, just sat there waiting.
Oh, jeez.
What the hell, man? So yeah, there's nobody.
That's the one. That's like me trying to play Genso Skydrift and the Toho racing game. Like I tried to do it. It's online, and like maybe it was just a bad time of the day, but no one was doing the multiplayer online.
Hey, Breakman, maybe everybody else in the world is trying to tell you something about that game. I don't know what.
That's why I didn't want to say the stink out, because I knew where you'd go with it.
No, there are certain games, Breakman, that nobody plays that are really good or that get a bad rap. But there's certain mechanics in the game that speak to you. So I don't blame you for playing it, man. It's not, I don't have an issue with that at all. But
just lonely, nobody to play with.
Poor Breakman. If you have Game Pass, add Breakman on your game, Xbox, and play Crackdown with him, man. Come on, what the hell is wrong with everybody? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Any other
blow shit up and get strong?
Yeah.
No. No. I guess. Well, yeah. Actually, you know what? That passenger plane that was sacrificed in the name of us avoiding war.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible, man. I still don't know the skinny on that Breakman. I don't believe mainstream media. So I don't know what to think about that whole thing.
Basically, what happened was, that Trump started an escalation by assassinating somebody, and at that point, Iran went into high alert. They put up all their missile systems and such like that, and this plane, I'm sure, was shot down by complete accident, but it was shot down by Iranian forces.
Well, yeah, I don't.
I mean, it was on its way to Iran at the time, and it was. I'm sure it was an accident, but if they weren't at high tensions because of the whole war escalation and
that blood is on Trump's hands, no question about it. Breakman, Freak5 says it isn't the game; they just don't want to play with Break. How dare you? How dare you, Freak5? That was mean. Breakman has never.
Well, these people are playing it. That makes me a little happy. I guess.
Breakman defends you all the time, Freak5, and then you go and do that to him. How dare you? How dare you? You're exiled. I'm exiling him for you, Breakman. How do you feel about that? Son of a bitch.
I'm too sad to feel anything right now.
Hey, Break, did you ever get a Sega Mini?
Not yet. I'm gonna have to get one of those soon before they stop making
Best
them.
Buy's still selling them for $60. So did they permanently reduce the price?
Yeah, they did.
No, I don't think so. I was in Target a couple days ago, and it was still $80 there.
Okay.
Which is why I didn't get it, because I was looking at it, and I'm like, wait a little bit.
$60 at Best Buy, and it's not on sale. I think they're selling it for $60. They just want to get rid of them, I guess. I don't know, but seems like a good deal to me. I don't know. Okay, anything else, Breakman?
No.
Okay, poor Breakman. He's all alone on fucking Crackdown 3, and all Freak5 can do is kick a man when he's down. How dare you? All right, Eric.
You guys were kicking me when I was down. Well, you were, Frank.
Well, how was I kicking you? I was very, very positive, you son of a bitch. All right, Eric, what you got?
That Trump fake news talk? Like, just say the opposite of
How
what
dare
said
you?
before.
How dare you? Eric, your stink of the week.
My stink, I got 2 of them.
All right.
And the first one's about the death of a rock star. The drummer for Rush, Neil Peart, is dead.
Yeah,
67 due to cancer.
I heard about this, and it's very unfortunate. I'm really happy in a way that Rush ended their career the way that they did. They went on a. They didn't announce it as a farewell tour, but everybody kind of knew that was it, and they went out on a very high note. Like I'm a Rush fan, and I was watching people talk, like high end people like Eddie Trunk and other people talking about that last tour and how it was probably Rush's high point in their career, which is extremely rare in a band at the end of their run to have like a really good last tour. I can't think of very many people that had like a farewell tour. Like I saw Ozzy, and people were thinking that was his last tour, which it didn't end up being. But he was.
I know he's gonna live forever.
He was not very good though. That's what I was trying to, like, most people at the end of their careers are not very good when they go on tour. Like, but I hear everything that I hear about the Rush's last tour is that it was the pinnacle of their career, and that's the way to go out. You want to go out maybe one tour before you're done instead of one tour after you're done. You know what I'm saying, Break? Like, you don't want to see these people like lose anything when they're out on tour. Like, I was just watching a video on the Slayer, and like the opening band was Phil Anselmo and the Illegals, which is basically Pantera without Vinny and Dimebag, and he did not look good, man. Phil Anselmo did not look good on stage, and you could tell there was something lost there, and he should have just quit or do something different. But I'm saddened by the death of Neil Peart, and he was a great drummer, and definitely be missed, man. Rush is a once in a lifetime type band, so it was very disheartening news. What else you got, Eric?
My other stinko is that nearly everybody at like College Humor and the associated businesses that are owned by the company that was responsible for College Humor and the other sites has lost their jobs and been laid off.
So this is weird, man. Like College Humor is still gonna be around apparently, but like 100 people lost their jobs. That sucks, man. Like College Humor was like weren't they trying at one point to compete with YouTube, Eric? Like to be kind of like the quirky, zany video.
So it's like College Humor, Dorkly Bits, and other things like that.
Yeah. There was a lot of good stuff on College Humor.
I mean, I didn't really particularly care for College Humor or Dorkly Bits, but I had a following, and it's just another indictment of the way our business is run in this country. Yeah, capitalism, man. That's what happens. Like, nothing will last forever. It's just the way that. And speaking of other layoffs, I guess I could mention that, like, Board and Milk is closing its doors because they're filing for bankruptcy.
Oy, yeah. Late stage capitalism, man. We talk
Monopoly
about
on milk. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I know. Whew, that's pretty shitty, man, for sure. Anytime a lot of people lose their jobs, it's not a good thing. Dungeons in chat,
and
welcome.
All the people that are responsible for like liquidating companies and stuff get bonuses for doing so. So it's like they don't have an incentive to keep businesses going if they can get a bonus.
Yeah. Dungeons in chat, welcome, Dungeon. Didn't see you sneak in there, sneaky ninja. Well, he says college
liquidators are a completely different company.
Yeah.
So their goals are just to make money and maximize.
Yeah, of course.
As much as possible. They don't care about anything else.
That's capitalism for you, man. Businesses, all they care about is making money.
Been through the process of going out of business.
Yeah. Dungeon says College Humor was still around. Yeah. Super sad news about Borden. I grew up with their milk. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Like, Walmart basically is laying the smackdown on everything with generic brands, man. Man, it's tough. But yeah, Borden milk for sure. Okay, mine is more of a general stinko. I've been watching a lot of these, and it's going to tie into my Sweeto, so I'll go ahead and roll into that after I talk about my stinko. But I've been watching a lot of these First Amendment audits on on YouTube, like where people go in with their cameras to like post offices and airports and stuff like that, just to see if people pass the First Amendment test, which says that we have freedom of the press and it's okay to take pictures and photographs and video of the interior of anything public, right? So anything your eyes can see from the public view, from sidewalks, from like post office lobbies, etc. But it seems like to me, it seems like the cops always get overzealous. It's not all of them. Like I've seen a couple of videos where the cops actually stand up for the First Amendment and they basically tell the government employees that everything is okay as long as the people recording don't get in the way of business or cause a disturbance. Well, a lot of these videos, these cops will sit there and they will surround these people taking videos with 3-4 cops, which is totally unnecessary, and they will ask questions and try to fish for something. Instead of doing their job and just making sure everything's cool and then leaving, they will sit there and they will try their hardest to get these people to do something or to say something that would cause them to go to jail. And I hate that. That's why the public has lost trust in the police. That, and they kill a lot of people, and with impunity. They don't care. They don't get in trouble. So there really is no consequence to anything that they do. So it's just sad to see that. So those cops that do that are super shitty for fishing. And it also happens on like traffic stops. Like if somebody gets pulled over for I don't know, speeding or something, or running a red light, or some bullshit that they say that somebody allegedly does, and they pull them over. They always try to like do searches and seizures of their property, and they're tyrants for the most part. And if you're not careful, you could very well end up in jail over a traffic ticket. And it's just know your rights. Go to YouTube, watch a lot of those videos. On the flip side, I love the people that know their rights and stand up for their rights. Like, there's this channel called Auditing in America, and they pretty much do what I just told you. They go into like public buildings or prisons or anywhere that the public is supposed to be welcome. And 9 times out of 10, the cops are called because the federal employees don't know the law, and they get all freaked out that they're on video, even though it's perfectly within someone's legal right to do so. And they do a really good job, and they put cops in their place, basically, and government employees, because the taxpayers pay for their salaries, and they should be held accountable to us, not the other way around. We don't work for them. We work, they work for us. And so I encourage everybody to check out Auditing in America. There's another one called San Joaquin Valley Transparency that's really good too. And I've been really enjoying those videos. So shout out to those guys. Those guys do really good work, and you guys should check them out. I know I'm doing plugs now that I don't normally do, but that's my sweeto. So what is your sweeto, Breakman?
My sweeto goes to me and Mrs. Brigham decide we're cutting cords. Hey, don't walk on my computer.
Wait.
Oh, I was talking to the cat.
No more cables.
Yes, getting rid of DirecTV.
Good for you,
I got
man.
rid of my TV like
DirecTV is better than like your local cable company. I don't know what you guys use over there, if it's Cox
I like
or
DirecTV, but we've got Spectrum cable over here.
Oh, Spectrum, yeah, they're better, but
I got rid of TV like 10 years ago.
Really happy for you, Breakman. Welcome to the club. I know Eric has cut the cord. I cut the cord a long ass time ago, and it's very liberating, dude. Like, honestly, like it's nowadays, like all the content that's online and all the you did a good job,
Yeah,
man.
I just haven't figured out how I'm going to do the sports, because I'm thinking they're going to be spread out between different companies, between like Fox and ESPN.
Well, here's how I do it, Breakman. Like I'm as much of a sports nut as you are, right?
Right.
Online, there's a plethora of options, like for free. But if you get one of those regular antennas, You can pick up a lot of the local channels, so that takes care of like your Bengals and like your local basketball teams and stuff like that. That's how I do it. I just have an over the air antenna that I tie into the TV, and there you go. And there's also a lot of great apps that can tune into your local sports channels. If there's anything else, I've got an option for you that's not we don't want to discuss on air at all.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Well, I've been using I signed up for the package deal: Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus. I've been watching a little bit of college basketball on it.
okay, so you got
Oh, yeah.
ESPN. So
Let's all
you're
give Freak 5 a happy birthday.
Oh, it's
But I'm thinking like some of the other ones are. I'm sorry. Go ahead and give them happy birthday, Freak 5.
Freak 5 is 62 today. Happy birthday, Freak 5. Oh, you said yesterday was, so, well, happy belated.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Happy
I think
belated.
everybody's turning 42 this year. Like Chad Johnson just turned 42. I'll turn 42 this year.
Oh, Jesus, you guys are...
everybody who's important.
Everybody's who's important. There you go. Yeah, happy 62nd birthday, Freak 5. Congratulations. You
You're
leveled up.
exiled, Freak.
You were already a senior citizen. You're just 1 year into your senior citizenness, I guess. So there you go. Dungeon Buster says happy belated level up day. Yeah, there you go, man. He says Freak 5 says he got some free beer and went to the bar. A bunch of friends showed up and they played board games. That's about as good as it gets, man. That's good day.
Board games.
Yeah. What else, Breakman?
That's it.
That's it? Yeah, congratulations, man. That's good, man. It's going to save you guys a ton of money, and, there's options for you, too, dude.
DirecTV was raising their prices again.
Yeah,
That's what we tried to switch to DirecTV Now last year at some point because, we thought we were going to save money, but immediately after signing up in the first month, they raised prices on it.
Yeah.
My dad tried satellite for a while too. It's like,
I like DirecTV.
It's good though. Like I like having DirecTV.
I did too.
Like NFL Network was good and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And people talk about like the rain messing up. That happens rarely.
It hardly ever.
Happens, but it's rare.
Hardly ever happens, Breakman. We've had blizzards here, and DirecTV still worked. But I do like DirecTV. But the time for that is kind of past. It's like. Way past that. Eric, did you have a Sweeto this week?
It's too much money, and they give you these. Oh, you're given like 5 billion channels that you don't want.
Yep.
For the most part.
Yep. So it's best.
I don't want Fox News. I don't want CNN. I don't want any of those news networks.
Yeah.
For fake news networks. I don't want any of that shit.
Yeah, you can get any of that stuff on YouTube, man. Like I do like to watch Fox News and CNN.
I can't stand any of the covering for Trump and the bullshit. When a Republican senator was out there throwing a fit about how bad Trump's administration was trying to sell that act of assassination, that almost sparked the war.
Yeah.
He's throwing a fit about it. So what Fox News does, because they weren't expecting it, they cut away from him.
Yeah, I know.
They don't want somebody talking bad about Trump.
Nope, they cut him short, and I understand that, but
Tucker is a piece of shit, but at least he sees Trump's garbage.
yeah, he really is. But I agree. But I agree with you, man. Like it's I like to see certain news stories because. Like, my thing is like, I like to watch MSNBC and CNN just to see how bad they bash Bernie, and I can comment intelligently and, stuff like that. But I'm with you, dude. I understand it can be a little disheartening.
Yeah, I get plenty of news. Like, I'll read, like, USA Today.
Yeah.
It's like, if I want, like, left-leaning news, I've got, like, The Guardian, and...
Yeah.
There's a lot of places you can go to now, like Breitbart and Fox News and shit like that,
Yeah, for sure, man. You did the right thing, for sure, man. That's a good way of looking at things, for sure, Break, Eric, I didn't see any Sweeto for you. Did you have a Sweeto?
No.
Okay, all right, so... Let's move on.
So what do you think about Nancy Pelosi's big move?
I think it's shitty. I think she should have waited, and I'll tell you why, Breakman.
You know what I want, and I'm hoping like this would be the greatest if she just next week don't do anything for like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like nothing. Just nobody, and people ask her, just pretend like nothing's going on. Don't know what's going on. And then on Thursday, just announce that you're going to do the opposite of exactly what you said.
Yeah.
For her to just mimic Trump, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not
Like,
gonna happen.
I'm gonna give you guys this. I'm giving it to you. Here it is. I'm giving it to you. No, what? No, I never said I was gonna give it to them.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I never said I was gonna give it to you.
Well, McConnell's already tried to change the rules that
They're definitely trying that shit.
Yeah, so they're gonna change the rules. It's not gonna matter. So that's why she had to kind of.
We've all known that it's not gonna change what's going on with the, it's so scary how deep these guys are in.
Yeah, I know, and they hitched their wagon to Trump, and they're gonna go all the way to hell with it, man. That's the way it is, man.
We gotta get those guys out of office. Like, how dirty are they?
Well, they're dirty, but also the Democrats are dirty, and Nancy Pelosi's dirty too, man. There's a person.
There's dirty, and then there's like blatantly, obviously criminal and getting away with it in plain sight.
Yeah. Well, Democrats are definitely that way too. Just look at the Obama administration with all the deportations and the kids in cages, which happened under his watch as well. Also, the drone strikes I have a huge problem with too, killing civilians just with impunity and stuff like that. Man, they're all war criminals and criminals in general, and it sucks, man. I there's a person running up against Pelosi in a primary called Shahid Buttar, I think is his name, man. Very progressive, man. I mean, people in California got to think about getting Nancy Pelosi out, and that's the way to do it. She is.
We could only hope, but that's not gonna happen.
Well, you never know, man. This guy's got.
She is, unless like the impeachment thing completely backfires on her.
It is.
Which would be bad news, because I don't want anything good for Trump.
No, I agree.
If the impeachment completely backfires on her and the rest of the country, like it'll be a good chance he gets reelected.
Well, she's already botched the impeachment, man. I mean, it's complete botch. It's a debacle, man. Like 2 articles of impeachment.
2 articles of impeachment's ridiculous.
It's totally ridiculous. They could have.
I mean, they at least have left the door open that if they get more evidence that they will impeach him again.
Yeah, that's fine. That I'm okay with that. That's that there should have been at least 4 or 5 other things that they should have put on there, but they're cowards and they don't care, and the corruption part of it, the emoluments clause, they won't do that because they're all guilty of that same shit, man. So, that's why we got to just vote those motherfuckers out and be done with it, man. And the big one is getting Trump out of office, except the Democrats have put up a weak field other than Bernie Sanders. But on the flip side, I was going to put this in my Sweeto since we're mentioning politics, Breakman. Bernie's leading the Democratic field. He's in a solid first place nationally now. So I think the momentum is there, and once he takes Iowa and New Hampshire.
Drunk Uncle Biden isn't leading right now?
No, it's Bernie Sanders. It's Bernie Sanders.
The senile old man nobody invited to the party.
Yeah, the guy that voted for the Iraq War and trying to get rid of Social Security and stuff like that. Yeah, he is not leading anymore. So that's good, heartening news, man. I hope Bernie wins because he will easily beat Trump, and then we'll work on getting things better, man. I just, Trump sucks. I mean, everybody knows that. So let's do this thing.
I don't know why they call it smell-o-vision when you can't see smells. So.
Yeah, Freak5 says another Sweeto of his, he saw Rise of Skywalker in 4D, and that's cool, man. So
smell-o-vision because, that's the old joke.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to... It's a free-for-all. Okay, I'm working on getting an interview with Lloyd Kaufman, the owner of Trauma and all that goes along with that, Toxic Avenger, Nukem High, all those great B movies. So I thought of in honor of that, I hope we get that interview because it would be really cool, and maybe we'll get back into it. But my free for all this week is to be or not to be. The thin line between B movies and bad movies. So my question to you guys is, like B movies, do you like them for one? And what separates a B movie from a bad movie that's so bad it's good, and just a bad movie? And I'll start with you, Breakman. What do you think?
That's a really thick, thin line, you know.
Yeah, yeah, really is. So
I do like B movies. You know, there are certain movies that are they're not good, but they're still like enjoyable. And
Yeah.
then there are movies.
I have
that
a
are-
feeling that The Predator was trying to be a B movie and it ended up being a bad one.
yeah. Later, Freak 5. He says he'll be back later at dinner
Oh,
time.
hungry? You're not gonna get us nothing.
I know. I'm kind of hungry too. I don't know what I'm gonna eat. I'm on a diet, so. Okay.
He's probably gonna eat mac and cheese or something.
So what were you gonna say?
Oh, what
Break-
was on B movies? I don't know. What
Yeah.
were I'm talking about, I thought we were talking about dinner. That sounds good. No.
Yeah, B movies,
Time to
man.
eat. The show's over.
Oh, sorry. Okay, B movies. Yes. Like there are movies like Rutger Hauer, for instance, starred in a lot of B movies and stuff. He's great.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And movies like Blind Furies, they had kind of a low budget action movie starring him. It was just a fun movie to watch.
Blind Fury is one of my all-time favorite movies, man. It's a great movie, man. That's a great example, man. That's a movie of that's an example of a movie not trying to be a B movie, but it is a B movie. You know what I mean?
And then there are movies like, say, Chronicles of Riddick, which is trying to be this high budget action movie and stuff like that, but it's just not a good movie.
Yeah, Chronicles of Riddick was not good, and that's disappointing because that movie in particular, I had a very, very high hopes for. Man, Pitch Black is one of the greatest sci-fi
Love
movies.
Pitch Black. It was
yeah,
great. Yeah.
yeah, it's a great movie. And I'll tell everybody this about
Hey,
Pitch
which Pitch Black?
with Vin Diesel.
Yeah, but like, isn't there two?
No, there's just Pitch Black,
Was there
and
a
then
sequel to Pitch Black? I didn't know.
No,
Was it
no, it's just
like a straight to video sequel type
no,
thing.
it's Pitch Black, and then it's Chronicles of Riddick, and then there's one other. Isn't there one other? I can't remember.
Yeah,
if
and
there's
it
one
wasn't good either.
No, it
Um,
wasn't.
Because there was one where he was fighting like the people who are undead or whatever. I guess they're like sort of dead, not dead, and whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
The zombie people.
yeah.
And then another one where he was breaking out of prisons.
Yeah, and then there was the video game that was excellent on the Xbox called Butcher Bay. That was a great game, man. No, that's a good example, Breakman. I'm thinking of movies like of course Toxic Avengers, a total B movie. You know, if people are critics and they look at that movie, they'll think it's the worst thing they've ever seen. But people that are into just having fun in a movie, and just the passion and the it's got like character. You know, like those B movies have a lot of character and a lot of heart. And that's what's missing in Hollywood today is heart, you know, and I there's just a thin line between, like, you know, if you're trying too hard, you're not going to be a B movie. You know, if you're just putting in your passion and your heart and you make a movie, most likely it's going to be a B movie that people like, you know, especially if it's in a
What about
genre.
like Waterworld? Like that was a big budget movie,
Yes.
but it kind of flopped. Like,
Yeah, it
I
was just a-
enjoyed Waterworld though.
Yeah.
Dennis Hopper's a fun villain, you know.
Yeah, it took me a long time to come around to Waterworld. I remember seeing it at the theaters, Breakman, and thinking that I wasted my money. But you're right. There was.
I mean, it's not a great movie, but it was this big budget movie.
Yeah.
Do we call this a B movie? But on the same level, like it's not as good as movie as Blind Fury. You know, Blind Fury's a lot better movie than Waterworld.
Yeah, no
But
question.
they're both would be considered B movies, right? It's just
Yeah.
such a weird. There needs to be other categories here, damn it.
Yeah, I know. Dungeon says you should visit the bad movie subreddit for some choices. They don't hate bad movies, but they watch bad movies because there's something charming about them. That's exactly right, Dungeon. There's,
And
it's
Jack Frost is a B movie.
Jack Frost is a great example, Eric. That I love that movie because it and Jack Frost 2 sucks. It's a B movie, but that's an example of a shitty B movie. But the first one, Jack Frost, had a lot of heart, you know, and
Not
that's
to be confused with the other Jack Frost movie that had Michael Keaton in it. It was a comedy.
yeah. Dungeon says it's like the
How
bad
do
game.
you avoid trademark and copyright infringement with that stuff, though.
Yeah. Dungeon says it's like the bad games block at AGDQ. They don't hate the games they play because they're bad. They play them because they have a charm that keeps bringing them back. You know, good.
Yeah,
like
because they
Urban
like
Yeti.
them. Maybe they enjoy playing games, Frank.
How dare you, man?
So,
Maybe they like Crackdown too.
Crackdown 3 is a B game, then?
Yeah, I
I
guess.
guess that's what we're going with now.
But I would agree with that. I might enjoy Crackdown 3, Breakman. So that, I mean, I don't have it, but
I love the
Earth
Crackdown.
Defense Force, if
Yeah.
we're counting them as B games.
well, like here's an example: Deadly Premonition, right? It's
Oni-chan Bra.
yeah, that's another one. But yeah, Deadly Premonition is a
Senran
shitty
Kagura
game.
movie.
It's a shitty game, but it's charming and it has heart, you know, and you can overlook its flaws. Like that's how I feel about trauma movies, man. Like Toxic Avenger, it's a great fucking movie, man, but it's not like gonna win Oscars. It doesn't have the greatest acting, you know. It's not written the best, but the story has heart. The actors have heart. They you know.
I really want to play Swery's other games, like Spy Fiction, which I own, but I don't have a PS2 that currently works.
Yeah. So that, you know, there's certain movies like that you got to look at in a different light and understand that they don't have, like, you know, some of these movies don't have huge budgets, so they have to do the best with what they.
Deadly Premonition is like an homage to B movies, because the very first line you hear from York Morgan is talking about the Blob.
Yeah.
He's talking about B movies.
Yeah, but see, Dungeon Buster says, yeah, Deadly Premonition does feel like B movie territory. It has a lot of flaws, but there's something about it that people like so
he
much.
starts talking with Tom and Jerry. He talks with the Blob later when you're driving somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There's a piece of me that when I get a chance to see a B movie, a real good B movie, I just can't help but watch it. I know what you call it. Freak 5 likes Zombies 2. I hated Zombies 2, but I love Zombies 1. You know, so it's things like that. You know, there's just a fine line. You know, Wyland says Arcade 1-Up is doing virtual pinball tables. They just had to make Attack from Mars. There goes more money in space. Yeah, there
I
you
think
go.
that's a great.
I didn't know Attack from Mars had a pinball table.
Yeah, it did. It's a great table, man, for sure.
I'm thinking of Mars Attacks. That's different. Never mind.
Yeah, Dungeon says, haha, the Blob, the 80s version has a great ending soundtrack. Yeah, I like both Blob movies, man. The one from the 50s and the one from the 80s is really good. They're remaking the Blob again, too.
I was about to say, I can't believe they haven't remade that yet.
Yeah,
There you
they're
go.
yeah, they're going to remake it.
They
man.
remade everything else. Why
Yeah,
not?
well, I mean, think about it. It's almost been, 35 years since the 80s Blob movie's been out, man.
I
So-
know, but it's just, come on, like, can we get some originality?
There-
That seems like all we're getting anymore is remakes of movies and games. Like,
You know
look
what?
at Squinix, like, they're making millions off of repackaging old games at this point. you
Well,
know?
why change when you
Well,
can
to be
just...
fair, a lot of these games that they are repackaging lately have been games that haven't gotten a Western
Yeah.
release.
Speaking of that, man, a movie that I'm gonna recommend, and I should have did a review today, but I totally forgot about it. Along those same lines, it's not a B movie. It's just a really good fucking kind of creepy. I don't know. It has a creepy vibe to it. Movie is a movie called The Lighthouse. It's with Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson of all people. It is an excellent movie. You guys, I can't speak highly enough of that movie, man. It's black and white. It's done in black and white style, and it's also done letterbox style, like old school, like, you know, just straight up, you know, where it's just like a box on your screen. It doesn't look like widescreen like movies today. And
I couldn't find a theater that was playing it though. So
it's
that's why I didn't see
it's
it.
at the Redbox now. I don't know if you have a Redbox near you, Eric, but it's fucking good, man. That movie is it's primo, man. It's great. It's
I
a
should rent that at Midsommar tomorrow. if possible.
both. They're both good, man. Watch them both. But I would lean towards The Lighthouse, but Midsommar's good too, man. Oh man, it's got this creepy Lovecraftian vibe, and you really don't know what the hell's going on, man. It's kind of a disorienting movie, and Willem Dafoe gives probably one of the best performances I've ever seen in acting, and I've seen tons of movies, man, but he
Has anybody seen the Crystal Skull of Cadabra?
I have not. I haven't even
That's
heard
a movie that basically tried to be a B movie, and it does have its moments, but I think it kind of
fell
misses
flat.
the mark at some parts.
Yeah. Wyland says his brother loved Lighthouse. Lighthouse is a great movie, man. I can't say enough about it, man. It's got a kind of an ambiguous ending, but it is it's a movie for the ages, man. It just has it's not scary in the traditional sense. It's not going to give you jump scares or anything like that. Although there are a couple of those type of moments in it, but it's got a creepy factor that's like the atmosphere in that movie.
Just cheap attempts at scaring you.
Yeah, it doesn't rely on that Breakman. It relies on atmosphere for sure, and there are some kind of subconscious themes in that movie that are really excellent, man. I want to watch it again to like get more from it, but it's an excellent movie, and Wyland, you would not waste your time watching that movie. It's really good. You can't expect it to be like a bloody horror movie or anything like that. It's just it's light on the gore, but it's really high on the atmosphere, and it creeped me the fuck out, and that's really hard to do. There's very few movies.
I'm gonna make a hot take and say a really bad B movie would be Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
I don't consider that a B
That's not a
movie,
B
man.
movie.
That's
a blockbuster.
Yeah, that's a slapstick
Yeah, it is,
blockbuster.
but when you think about it now, it would probably be considered a B movie.
I guess you could look at it.
It's a Spielberg movie. Like I don't think we can call anything Spielberg does B movie.
Yeah,
and like when the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out.
Okay, never mind. I take it back.
That was definitely a B movie, but it was also a bad movie.
Yeah, the humor is
That was
there,
just a
but
bad
the
movie.
budget's way too big, man. I don't consider anything with a huge budget to be kind of B, unless there's certain exceptions. Like I think Breakman, you were the one that brought up Waterworld. That's kind of an exception. I could see where that would be considered a B movie, or it could be considered a high budget B movie, or just a bad movie that is so bad it's good, and that's kind of what I was getting at with this topic, man. There is kind of a thin line between B movies and
like the Friday the 13th movies.
yeah, that's a good example, man.
A lot of those movies, watching them back, like those aren't good movies at
No,
all.
no, they're not. I actually
But they're
there's
fucking enjoyable as fuck, right?
Yeah,
Some of
they're-
them-
I
well,
think the
some of them
worst
aren't.
thing about Temple of Doom though is just how fucking racist it is.
yeah, Temple of Doom definitely is, man. But
Yeah, there's
back,
a lot of movies that don't age well as far as that thing.
oh
goes.
yeah, there's tons
It's like
of those.
Raiders
type
of the
movies.
Lost Ark aged better than that movie did.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, because they were focused on Nazis.
Yeah,
That's what they're
yeah.
probably focused on.
They tried to go back to the Nazis in part 4, I believe, right?
No, they
Crusade.
went back to the Nazis for both the third and the fourth one.
Yep. So
The third one was the best. That was a great movie.
what was the third one? It wasn't
Last Crusade.
What's that?
Last Crusade.
Last Crusade. Yeah.
That's when they brought in
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery
Sean
to
Connery.
say Junior a lot, which was,
Junior.
we just all like him in Junior.
Yeah.
Hey,
Junior.
are any of the Indiana Jones
Oh,
movies
you're
on
right.
Disney
Four
Plus?
was communist. That's right. I forgot they were Russian communists. My bad.
Yeah, Dungeon.
Nazis was the third one.
I'm sorry, Eric, what were you saying?
Are any of the Indiana Jones movies on Disney Plus?
I don't
Yes.
believe they are.
Because
Are
if
they?
the movies are, then I want to know if the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles are on there.
They're on there, Breakman? I didn't see them on there.
I'm pretty sure they're. I don't know if they're all on there, but I'm pretty. You know what? I got a TV right here. I can bring up Disney Plus and take a look.
Oh,
that
there you
was
go.
that was the absolute dumbest thing from Crystal Skull. Let's hide in a fridge and save ourselves from the nuke.
There were
Nuke the
a lot of
fridge.
dumb things in that movie. I don't know if we can say like that's absolutely dumb.
It's the dumbest. I can
Australian
say
guy
it.
who backstabbed him and pretended that he wasn't backstabbing him.
I'll take the heat for that break, man. The nuking the fridge was the stupidest part of that movie by far.
Oh, what about
man.
like the swinging through the vines with the monkeys?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
the CG monkeys that are horrible looking.
yeah,
Everything with Shia LaBeouf.
well, that's
Anything with Shia LaBeouf.
that's every movie he's ever done. I mean, come on, man. No, nuking the fridge is probably the worst decision ever in almost any movie, man. That is, I agree, man. Part 4 was, or what was it? Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was just awful.
They
It was an
somehow
awful
made the
movie.
world's strongest fridge.
Yeah, I know. So somehow that fridge was like the thing that was gonna save the world from nuclear disaster. Dungeon says Spielberg took the hit for that, man. What's another great B movie that
The world's strongest fridge that could apparently be locked from the inside.
I think Toxic Avenger probably is the top of my list for greatest B movie of all time, man. What was it? Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. That movie she did was great. Stuff like that is just really like, like tongue-in-cheek type movies is awesome. You know another one that's really good that you guys should watch? Wolf Cop. Wolf Cop is a great B movie, man.
Wolf Cop?
Yes.
Or Wolf Cop?
How dare you? How dare you, Eric? You're exiled, you son of a bitch. That's a great movie, man. Wolf Cop. You guys should watch that.
You knew that was gonna happen, Frank.
I take my lumps where they come, man. That's just how it is, man. Yeah, I would suggest watching that, man, if you want a really good. Zombies is another good one. It's
A bunch of shitty kids movies like the Air Bud series would probably be considered.
Air
B
Bud
movies,
is definitely a B movie, man. But that was meant to be kind of a serious kid movie. But that I could see that, Eric, for sure. Dungeon says some of the old Vincent Price movies are B movie grade, but are pretty awesome, like Mask of the Red Death. Yeah, that's a good example, man. A lot of those old school movies are in that B movie vein, man. Like, if you want to go the opposite and you want to go non-humorous, like there's a lot of like horror B movies like House by the Cemetery, a lot of those Lucio Fulci movies like Zombie and Zombie 2 and Demons was another good B movie.
Is there such thing as a C movie though?
Those are just bad movies, Eric. Like
Those are the Hallmark movies. Then.
no, well, yeah, those and then like shit like Twilight. They're just so bad.
Okay, I have the answer. Those are not on Disney. I was wrong.
I
They're
told
not
you.
On Hulu. They are on Netflix.
Yeah, they'll soon be on Disney though. I bet. I bet you any money that as soon as they
they are Lucasfilm, so I don't know why they haven't been. Talking about that.
licensing. So once
And all three of them. There weren't four. And they're just.
What about Young Indiana Jones?
I have no idea, Eric.
I don't see that on here, but that was a good show. I really liked that.
Oh, Dungeon Buster brought a good one. The Gate. That is a B movie. That's a good one, man. I haven't seen that
Is
in a
that
while.
on Netflix?
The Gate. I have no idea. I think you could watch it
Okay,
free
let's see here.
on Tubi. That's another great service you guys should check out. Tubi or Pluto. Those break. If you are like jonesing for a movie, get Tubi TV and Pluto TV. You'll have to deal with commercials, but they're not a lot of commercials.
I suggest Crackle, but Crackle's movie selection kind of sucks, and
Yeah.
you need a Sony console for it because it's Sony Surface.
Yeah, the Great is
Although
really
I think you can watch Crackle on your computer though.
Crackle's a good one, but Tubi and Pluto are the big ones, and Vudu has a lot of free movies as well. Breakman, so
The Gate does not seem to be on Netflix.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
He said Dungeon says The Gate is a fun movie. Kids saving the world from demons. Can't get any better than that. Dungeon. That's a good example. You know another good one? Monster Squad. I think I consider that a B movie.
Ooh, yeah, that was a good B movie, kids movie. Like, Wolfman has Nards,
Yeah,
That's great as a kid.
that's on Shudder. If you guys like horror movies, Shudder's the way to go, man. It's only like $4 or $5 a month, and it's really good, man. I just saw a movie yesterday called The Marshlands. and that was pretty good. It's one of those Australian horror movies.
Did
But
you ever watch a movie called The Borderlands?
yeah, that's a good one. Borderlands is good.
Like,
I like the series of Borderlands.
Apparently there's like a Western adaptation of like a different version of the movie that existed.
Yeah,
And then
Borderlands
there's
is
that
good.
movie, kind of like how they did Wreck.
Yeah. Oh, Wreck is good, man. Wreck is a great. I don't like Quarantine, the American version of Wreck, but Wreck and Wreck 2, man. You guys got to watch those. Those are good movies for sure. I don't know. I just thought it would
Did
be
you say
niche.
they made a Wreck 3?
They did, and it had nothing. It was decent, but it had nothing to do with Wreck, really. I don't know how they tied that movie in, but there was a part 4 that they did, and that did tie in, and that was really good too. So 1, 2, and 4 are the ones to watch. If you like,
can watch 4.
if you don't mind watching subtitled movies, those are 4 is good, Eric. You would like 4.
Where can I watch any of those?
4 is that's a good question. I don't.
I know you streamed the second one, but we watched it, but I didn't see the first or the fourth.
Yeah, the first, second, and fourth Rec movies are that's the true trilogy, and it's really good, man. The fourth one is surprisingly good. The third one is decent, but it's not. It's in the same universe, I guess, but it's not.
It's kind of like the Phantasy Star 3 of Phantasy Star.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much. Yeah, Monster Squad, man. That's a great movie. What else, man? Like, there's a lot of those old Grindhouse movies that are kind of considered B movie. I guess those would be considered B action movies, stuff like that. Action Jackson's a good B movie. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that.
Should I ever watch Death Race?
Death Race is fun. That would be considered a B movie. Are you talking the old school one? Yeah. Yeah, that's decent.
With Sylvester Stallone as the villain and David Carradine as the hero.
Is that the older?
I've got a morbid curiosity to watch Lava Boy and Shark Girl.
Oh, here's a good one. What about Lava Lantula? I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. That's with Steve Guttenberg.
Or the Spy Kids movies. I have a weird
Dungeon says
curiosity with those movies.
The Spy Kids are decent movies, I guess. Dungeon says Action Jackson. That's a great B action movie. Yeah. Wyland says.
How about the Van Damme, Jean-Claude Van Damme movies?
Oh, Kickboxer and stuff like that. Hell yeah, man.
He said Rec 3 is the Army of Darkness of Rec movies.
Yeah.
But, like, Army of Darkness at least acknowledges the other two happened.
Yeah, but Rec 3 does acknowledge the other ones in a way. It's tied in, but it's like different. It's not. It's whatever. Dungeon says Action Jackson also had a car drive up the stairs in a mansion in pursuit of the bad guy. Yeah, I like Action Jackson, man. It's a good movie. Freak5 says, I just saw an article. The Puppet Master movies are coming back to theaters. Ooh, that's another B movie that I like. Puppet Master. All those Evil Bong. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. That's a good one. It's pretty fun. Oh, dude. Evil Bong is fun,
it's like
man.
the Christine, but it's a bong.
Gingerbread Man. Oh, Evil Bong is great, man. You would. It's much in the vein of like Jack Frost, the first one, Eric. You might like that, man. That's a good one. Any of the like Full Moon Futures, what's that one?
I didn't get to the theater fast enough to see Black Christmas, so I'm on the way for Redbox.
I wouldn't bother. Just wait till Redbox, man. Subspecies was the one that I was thinking of. That's another good B movie kind of series that's kind of fun. Excuse me. Any of the Full Moon stuff. Zombievers is a great one. Freak5. He brought it. That's a great movie. If you haven't seen Zombievers is super fun. It's a B movie about zombie beavers, and it's really fun. Here's one that I don't know if it would really be a B movie, but I really like it a lot. It's called Tucker and Dale versus Evil. You would love that movie, guys. It's comedy horror.
Is that on Netflix?
Not sure. I don't have Netflix, Eric, but that's a great one.
Shit, I was muted. Yes, that's a great movie. Let me look on Netflix for you right now.
Tucker and Dale's a great one.
Yes.
My Science Project Dungeon says, yeah, Weird Science. That's another one. That's pretty fun.
My Science Project. Oh my God, I forgot all about that movie. That was a great movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys got to watch Zombievers though, man. That's a it's a hell of a movie, man. You wouldn't think you would have as much fun as you do with it, but it's good, man. Zombievers really good. I dig that movie. Frankenhooker's another good one. That's if you want more of the like sexy comedy type, Frankenhooker would be really fun for you. Shit, there's so many, man. Anything with Linnea Quigley in it, pretty much. Yeah, but stuff like that. Well, all right, guys, about the end of the show. I think it's time to do. We could do a whole episode on B movies. I think, man. I think this. If we get Lloyd Kaufman on from Troma, we'll definitely talk about his favorite B movies and stuff like that, and the term B movie in general, what he thinks of that, and stuff like that. So, all right, Eric or Breakman, let's do your plugs first.
You can follow me at break_man on Twitter and at RPGrinders on Twitter. And you can send me your question, any question at all, to Dear Breakman. I mean, how can I save your world and save your life if you don't ask me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to save your relationships.
Yeah.
And your lives and everything else.
Yeah. So even if you have war strategy questions, like Breakman would know. Like he is,
right, exactly. If you want to know like lottery numbers and stuff like that, just all you have to do is ask.
Yeah, Nostra Breakman. So there you go.
No,
man.
it's Dear Breakman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Dear Breakman. Sorry.
Save your relationship. Like if you want to be a man with as many wives as possible, just ask.
Yeah, time to kill the mana beast and beat the game. Freak 5 says. Wyland says Disney confirms the New Mutants is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's fucking weird. That's really weird, especially since that's a Fox property, man, or it was, man. That's really weird. What are Saturdays?
Like, what's the status on that movie though?
Freak 5, you're gonna have to ask that on Twitter. We're running out of time. Eric, what's your plugs, man?
I'm gonna plug the websites I write reviews for, such as TotallyGN.com, BlogNetwork.com, and BostonBastardRadio.com. I had a review submitted, but it hasn't been uploaded yet, so I'm gonna have to poke him about that. Okay. But it was gonna be a review for Stramium Immortality, which I did not like. But if you like the reviews I've written and you want to support me, as little as $1 being sent to my Patreon would help out a lot. And you can find the link to my Patreon either by going to patreon.com and clicking my name. Eric Kelly is writing reviews, making videos, or just videos. There's also the link in my Twitter profile at EricRPG.
I can't believe Breakman just gave the winning lotto numbers in chat, man. If you're listening out there, you got to be here live to get that type of information in chat. Only the chatters got that. So, we're live every Friday 7 Eastern, so you got to be here and in chat on Twitch, twitch.tv/RPGrinders. That's how you can get to the show. Okay. Is that it, Eric?
Uh-huh.
I want to thank everybody in chat. I know Black Cat was in there earlier. Let's see who else was in there.
So wait, Disney's keeping the horror theme that they were going with the original trailer?
Yeah, I know. That's surprising. A10 was in there. Freak 5 was in there. Commander Root. GZA_.
I'm giving them background music.
Oh, cool. Wyland was in chat. Good friend Wyland. Megaxa. Mega XA. I don't know how to say that. Sorry about that. Dungeon, our good friend Dungeon was in there. Windsock, Freak 5, I think I mentioned. Good friend Freak 5. So there you go, man. There you go. Freak 5 says if he wins, he's going to give us each $10 million. So there you go.
That's
Breakman.
just what I need. People actually going with the numbers I give them and stuff. I'm going to get sued by everybody.
What would be ironic? Okay, that's a contract, Freak 5. I'm screenshotting that shit right now. So if you do win with Breakman's number, but see with his luck, what's going to happen, Breakman, is everybody's going to see those numbers in chat, and
aren't those Shirley's numbers from Lost?
So he's gonna get those numbers right, and there's gonna be like 50 winners, and he's gonna be left with 30 million, and that all goes to us guys. So so Freak Five's gonna end up with nothing. Where he's gonna end up with 10. I'm good with that, Freak Five. Yeah, that's cool. No problem. Let's see. Go support. How dare you bring up harmonica, you son of a
I thought
bitch.
I was supporting you. I thought I was giving you some background music.
How dare you? How dare you do that? Make sure go check out the Auditing America on YouTube. They're really cool to watch. Also, San Joaquin Valley Transparency does a lot of really cool First Amendment audits, and
Joker came out on video, so maybe I can rent that.
I saw that. I could do a review for that next week, as well as Lighthouse. I think I will. So. How many people are in here right now? There won't be 50 winners. I'm talking about the people on archives that look at this show, Freak Five. We get thousands of downloads on Twitch every week. Seriously, that's where we get the most of our downloads is on Twitch, but on YouTube not so much. But I'm sure there's at least 50 people. So, all right. Let's see. What about? Oh, it's 270 million for tomorrow. Wow, that's up there. Okay. That's about all. You can follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches. You can get me on any of the systems, Nintendo, Sony, or Nintendo or Xbox. How dare you laugh at me, son of a bitch. RPGrinders on any of those if you want to add me. Got plenty of spots for you on any of the systems, so feel free to add me on any of the systems. Oh, that's right, the archive listener. Well, I'll put it on the thing, man.
Wait, you're gonna tell others?
No.
Maybe. Well, that I wanted the scenario to play out where Freak Five won, but he was like left with like 30 million because he shared it with a lot of other people, but he was left with 30 million, so he was obligated to give us 10 million. He'd end up with nothing. I think I would kick back to you a few $100 at least, Freak Five. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I'm just kidding, man. That's awesome, man. I hope you win, Freak Five. That would actually be really, really cool, man. And I'll hold you to that 10 million too, man. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else, gentlemen?
Blast of Space Invaders.
Go watch it. Yeah, there you go. Go watch a B movie, man. We mentioned a bunch of good ones, so go watch B movies.
Send your stuff, your questions and stuff,
Yeah, send any of your questions.
Breakman.
Yeah, at
Sad
RPGrinders. We answer any question. Breakman does that. Well, not every week because you fuckers won't send in questions, but you know what I'm saying. All right. Anything else, gentlemen?
Oh wait, I do have a suite I completely forgot about.
Well, you're gonna have to do it next week. Son of a bitch.
No, I'll just mention it real quick. But I managed to score What Remains of Edith Finch on the Nintendo Switch for $1 because of her pricing error on Target.
Oh,
Nice.
That's awesome, man. Great. That's a pretty good game, man. I have that game. It's a good game. All right. If there's nothing else, stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Till then, we are out. Take care, everybody. How dare you ruin the outro? How dare you? Son of a bitch.
Alright, fine, I'll let this end. Whoops, dropped it. You're gonna get this.
How dare you, Breakman? Son of a bitches, man. Ruining the outro. Walking off.
Time for food.
All right, everybody in chat, thank you all so much. You guys rock. We love you guys so much. Well, everybody except for Freak Five we love, Well, we even like Freak Five a little bit, maybe, kinda, sorta. Not in the way that, you're thinking, Freak Five, but we love you. You know we do. All right, guys, take care.